Hi, my name is Nariba Shepherd.
And I'm Justin Arnett Graham.
And this is Terms of Service.
Live recording back at Blind Barber. And I'm very, very excited because also, this is season 4. I know.
We did it.
I know.
Dang.
I know. Yeah.
I'm still talking
episode
about
episode 2 of season 4.
All right.
But definitely still very much in season 4.
We are doing it.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
Just the regular level anxiety.
For sure, and there are actual people here,
yes.
so you all can make some noise.
And
like, that
camera.
is entirely fine. So yes, I was like, there we go. I was like, there it is. So I'm like, let's make it an official thing here.
It's happening.
Yes,
we're doing it.
Absolutely. So, no pressure.
Yeah. Zero pressure.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine.
I took off my glasses so I can't see any of your faces.
Okay, great. It's wonderful. It's all silhouettes. So
yep.
Don't worry about it. Absolutely. So
yes.
Not only am I wondering, how you've been, how do you feel about season 4? Everything that we've been doing.
Listen, I still cannot believe this is still happening. Every time I think about it, I think about how I misunderstood the fact that you wanted me to co-host, and I thought I was going to be a guest.
Got it.
And somehow I'm still here.
Yeah, sweet.
I have not upset the balance yet.
Yeah, that's
so,
fine. Very, very valid.
But it feels more and more like people are listening.
Well,
and
yes,
we are
and watching
so,
yes,
and real. Certain changes are starting to become more prevalent in the industry, and I'm not saying it's us, but I'm just saying mindfulness is on the tip of the tongue,
right?
Absolutely. So yes,
for sure.
I am doing pretty good. Bartending now. 1 year officially of bartending.
Yes,
I know. Do not ask me the build for a whiskey sour.
Okay, got it.
To this day,
that's fair.
Don't know.
We'll get to that.
Okay,
so it's fine. Yeah,
but no, it's been good. I'm interested in seeing how this conversation goes this evening.
It's going to be a great roller coaster, and
some characters.
I'm excited. Yes,
amongst us, including myself.
Yes.
How are you though?
I'm awesome. I really, really am. I am still kind of pinching myself that there's all these people looking at me. So again, hello everyone, and thank you again for coming. And please, yes, thank you so much. It's really kind of one of those things in regards to.
Oh, thank you.
In regards to all of the work that we have committed ourselves to, but then most importantly, the support that we've garnered along the way, I think has been absolutely fantastic.
Heard.
So yeah, I feel grateful and just fucking stoked. So with that, we will welcome our guest.
Hell yeah.
And Brad. Okay. Brad Bolt, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing very well.
Fantastic. Welcome, and thank you so much for sitting down with us. And also, Dustin Drankowitz, thank you so very much for sitting down with us as well.
Here we are.
Can we get them a great round of applause, please? Because they're wonderful. So thank you. So on that note, to start, Nariba, as per tradition, who would you like to start with?
Dustin. What's your sign?
Cappy.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Perfect. Yeah.
That is a solid option for sure. It's based on our conversation before tonight and your plan and the way that it was executed. But I feel like your main concern is just always having a level of baseline financial sustainability.
I think today was 68%.
Yeah.
A lot of love today.
Yeah.
80 something.
Numbers. Look at that. Capricorn with numbers. Crazy.
Yes.
Perfect. And
I feel like we snuck this in a little bit, but
we're doing it again.
And your sign?
Recording.
Pisces.
I remember. And I was like, I'm going to try not to be harsh with you.
Pisces moon.
You
can try.
I'm a Pisces Venus, and it is my downfall to this day. But I will say that the allure of someone who is very outwardly being like, this is who I am and this is what I'm going to do. But secretly at night, you're like, does everything have to be the way that it is all the time? Do I have to be this person on a day-to-day basis. Yes, you do.
Does that track?
I mean,
You're fucked.
yeah, but you're existing. You're still alive. You're still here.
Still doing the
It
thing.
used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, so would you say that there's the regular base level sign and then there's the evolved version of a sign? I feel like I am like Pokemon level 2 Aries. Like I'm not 3, I'm not full evolved yet, but I don't like want to burn the world down in quite an aggressive way anymore. I just want to watch it simmer a little.
I've gotten comfortable with it simmering.
Okay, see?
It's great. Yeah.
You're level 2.
Yeah.
Level 2 Pisces.
I was like, I feel that. So
You're a level 10 Aquarius.
I can't even.
I know. We're wait.
I mean, you know, we're very much in it.
Yes.
So yes, I'm like, I am peak Aquarius vibes. Oddly enough, on my way here earlier, the Uber driver was just like, "Oh, what are you doing with all of this equipment?" I was like, first and foremost, it's none of your goddamn business.
Oh my
because
God.
I need to get here.
Dang.
But no, I did not say that.
Yes.
But I was just
You
like,
thought
my
it loudly.
But it's fine. She was wonderful, 5 stars, and we talked quite a bit about terms of service. And she's like, "I'm going to start listening to that." I was like, "Well, then you know where to find us." But
I talked about my my Lyft driver today about my nail tech, and now she's going to see my nail tech.
well, there we go.
Boom.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, with that,
The nitty gritty.
the nitty gritty, you know, beginning with you, Brad, if we can talk a bit about your background and journey in the industry.
Yeah, tell us
and
who
I
you are.
also do not want to overlook the fact that you and Dustin know one another as well.
True.
Yes, we do.
Yes, for good or for worse. I mean, maybe can't see one another after, like, with these beautiful arrangements provided to us by Flowers for Dreams.
Yes.
But, you know.
Just let me know when I can fucking.
Okay. You know,
We're just going to
Get 'em out of
start
the way.
like
no worries.
trimming them as we go
Yes,
through
Exactly.
it.
For sure.
We've both trimmed ourselves since we met.
This is true.
By a lot. I don't think we really look like the people that we did when we met.
Fat
which
and
is-
drunk
Yeah,
and sassy.
pretty cool. But it's good to see him
sassy,
looking
though.
healthy and happy.
Yeah. For
Same.
sure. Absolutely.
Yes.
You
Same.
know.
Yeah.
So I'm like genuinely very excited to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Still, because we previously, before I got sober, had conversations while I was still drinking. So was part of that whole journey
The
Yeah.
steps,
for
yes.
myself.
For sure.
But my whole hospitality journey, kind of short version, spent about 5 years working for Terry Alexander via Francesca's restaurants, and then one of his private restaurants, which then became the Violet Hour.
Ah, yes.
Nice.
At the time, I was working with Matt Eisler at a place called Empire Liquors. We went on to go do some stuff, Bar Deville, for a damn near decade,
Yeah.
9 years.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Very, very successful bar. And my partner sold the building and moved on and kind of did my own thing. And then the pandemic hit.
Oh, yeah. The panini.
It's about a year and a half after we opened. And I sank like, my savings into it,
Yeah.
which is super fun. And as a very small bar, very, small employer, the assistance out there wasn't, sustainable, not with the restrictions that were in place
Yeah.
for dining.
Yeah.
At that
As
time,
I
yeah.
use air quotes for this podcast.
Yeah, right.
I mean, there
we
is a
are very
camera
much
this
on
time,
camera,
so-
yeah,
Yeah, but
they'll see it.
Can I drink
if you
this?
had food, you could have more people. It was a
Yeah,
bunch of
absolutely.
bullshit. But
Yeah,
I don't know, to bring me to like present day who I am and kind of refound myself again, rather, began with quitting drinking. That became a terrible, not even crutch. I think when it got particularly bad, it could have been heroin. Is
The
kind
level
of
of-
what I told my parents.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like it was just like my girlfriend would go out of town and she'd be gone for 3-4 days and I would just be off the fucking deep end the entire time.
'Cause
But
it's
then
like,
come
this is
back
it.
and like not really drink.
Yeah.
Right.
And people think that that's like not a like sign of something bigger. They're like, well, I contain it to like this, and it's like not a big deal because I don't do it all the time. But
I mean, that was just how I kind of like hit it.
yeah,
I think, and like really like was able to just like
Because it was like full, like,
just numb out
legacy.
from life.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
numb
for sure.
out from
Yeah,
life.
absolutely.
I've never done
Yeah.
heroin, but
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
imagine
yeah.
like what that experience is like is just
Yeah.
like so blissful.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
it's
okay,
very
yep.
it's very checked
gotta be.
out.
fair.
And so I think that's all I was seeking was like an escape to absolute fucking zero
Yeah.
numbness. And I would take advantage of that as often as I could. But it was all really related to depression. But got on antidepressants. And that's where I was still trying to drink during that time. But
Because it was like not you're like in the thought process of being like, I can still kind of manage.
well, they said don't fucking do it.
Oh, and you were just like, I will do it anyway, sick,
Yeah.
nasty.
I'm like, well, I've
yeah.
been doing this shit for 20
Yeah,
years.
you're like, I'm gonna keep it going.
And like,
yeah.
I'll moderate that.
Yes.
Not the way that, I want to, not the way that you're telling me I should.
Right.
And it really, when they say don't do it, it doesn't react well with alcohol.
It's real.
It's real.
Because you also take like 2 to 3 months for your body to like adjust to it, and then it starts working the way it's supposed to. And you're not supposed to, like, you're not even really supposed to be like smoking weed or anything when you start like antidepressants fresh. I mean, I did not follow those rules because I was in college and thought I knew, but it does not work that way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No.
But
One. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Continue.
as I say,
yeah.
like, got sober and in doing so, like, reached out, tried to find a job because I knew that I had to get out of this bar was like the primary thing. And Dustin and I had talked
Yeah.
back in like January because he was like a broker at the time. I don't know if you still are.
I don't fucking
Part time
know.
amongst your, you've got 50 jobs.
I don't fucking know anymore. Yeah.
But
A Capricorn with multiple jobs.
it was like, get rid of this damn thing. And like, that's the best thing for me and just not do it. And like, you see a lot of bartenders go to be a brand ambassador. It's like just sort of a next logical step.
Yeah.
So I was looking into stuff like that and came across a sales job with Mijenta. So I actually started with the company, the central sales team.
And before we get into that portion of the journey, Dustin,
Bringing my man's Dustin.
if you can talk about your background within the industry, because I know it's, quite vast as well.
Vast.
Yeah.
It's a heavy word.
Textured, if you will. Yeah. That works better. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been in it since I was like 13, started washing dishes and, just kind of stuck with it. Up until I was a musician, a touring musician for years and years, and I could always come back to bartending. So after several failed bands, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do the bartending thing. So I was working in Milwaukee at a little place called Vinook's Lounge, and then I realized I had to kind of figure some shit out. So I started reading like DeGraff and whatever, and started taking it a little bit more serious. So then, I started doing like the cocktail movement shit. And then eventually moved to Vegas for a few years to learn like high volume while trying to do these cocktails, see if that was feasible. Then came back to
Josh Smith.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Yes, Josh
I just
Smith.
seen him and the family when I was out there a couple weeks ago.
Yes,
That's
for
my boy.
sure. So shout out to Josh Smith. I remember
Chef.
working Chef Josh
Chef.
Smith. Yes, that him and I used to work together way back in the day at L2O.
L2O days.
Yeah.
I remember.
Wild.
So what's funny? It kind of a little off topic there, but when I was like really like going through some shit, I was out on my ass because I broke up with a girl that I had moved here with, and I crashed. He had a studio in Gold Coast, and I was literally laying on his couch, like next to his bed, for like a month. He let me crash until I figured out an apartment.
Yeah.
Good dude, Josh.
Yeah.
I love you, bro.
Yeah, it's a great dude. Absolutely.
So I was out there for about 4 years with my whole thing, loving, strip clubs and cocaine and alcohol. I was like, I better get out of this. Better get out of this town.
The trifecta.
Yeah.
The old how you doing? We used to call it.
Trifecta, yes.
Yeah, that was expensive.
I did, no, like
It was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I ended up back here in Chicago. I've been here for like 11 years now. So yeah, it took me a minute to get my legs bounced around. Landed with 60 on Center Group. Opened a bunch of their properties, and then I eventually opened Money Gun for them.
Money Gun. Soft spot.
Great.
Money Gun. Yes.
There's a bunch of Money Guns. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, everyone's turned through that bar.
Yes.
Yeah. So they let me kind of like do my own little thing with the group, and that was it. And I just got burnt out on dealing with just fucking people like that. So I was like, I'm gonna step out on my own and see if this makes sense. So I opened a bunch of other bars around the city. Some were all right, some were dog shit. But I was just drinking the whole time anyway, so I don't even know what came of it, to be honest. Like, I didn't really... I mean, I learned a lot about the process of opening an establishment.
But it was like going through the motions.
It's just... Yeah, it's just stressful. So what I did is I just drank or did whatever. So I just drank. Eventually, when I opened a bar called the Swill Inn, and to Brad, to your point, I dumped the piggy bank in to open this bar. And then to be shut down was pretty rough. Yeah. And I think that was when I really, was like in the crevice of the couch for days, just drinking. And I decided after like everything started to shut down.
Yeah.
And I was dying basically. I was like, I should probably
oh my goodness.
cut the shit. And I had
absolutely
get out alive.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes that is the choice,
Well, here's the story. I probably started in like December 28th. Like I started drinking, and then my ex girlfriend, fiance at the time, we had plans for New Year's, and I like came out of this week bender. And I was like, all right, so what do you want to do for New Year's Eve? And she's like, it's January 2nd, dude.
Oh.
I like...
Dang.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
You cannot come back.
I don't
want
want that. Tragedy plus time. But
yes.
that was pretty gnarly. So January 2nd was like, this January 2nd will be 3 years that I haven't drank alcohol. I'm not sober. I mean, I still smoke plenty of weed and eat mushrooms and...
California sober.
Whatever that.
Yeah.
I learned that from the internet.
Yeah, California sober.
Specifically Demi Lovato.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't do it to like numb. It's more or less just to balance at this point.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I had to get like to Brad's point when we had a discussion about sobriety, and I was like, bro, you just get the fuck out of the bar, because all you're gonna do is just drink, and
it's so accessible.
It's right there,
and it's very accessible everywhere in the industry. But like, I don't know. I like for most of this month, I have not been drinking at work. I made like a shot substitute. We actually, with the Ritual whiskey, we have it at my job.
Yeah,
and
good.
like a little bit of ginger syrup and Red Bull on Fridays, because I'm there until 3:00 in the afternoon.
Don't get real.
I mean, in the morning.
Yeah,
but
like
and then
I
show up at 3:00 in the
Yeah,
afternoon.
I was like, okay.
Regular old mixologist over here. Holy shit.
And then like, but mostly like soda water or whatever. But it's like the camaraderie of like doing a shot with everyone. But then I realized very quickly that when I'm not like partaking at work, I'm like, by midnight, I'm like, all these people don't know that they're being this way, and I'm just trying to make it to 3 a.m.
You're a year in. You're not.
Yeah,
I know. Well, this is the thing. This is my problem. This is my problem. I
It's
so new.
am old on the inside.
Okay.
Like aggressively
I was gonna say
old.
it gets a lot worse.
I mean,
People
I will
are
be
just
able to
shit.
deal with it, but I will go home and sit in silence.
Yeah.
Like, I got home the other night and my cat immediately was like, food? And I was like, give me 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
I just closed the bathroom door and I just sat in there and I was like, you can't get me. We're going to get through this. It's going to be fine.
Right.
But
I can't wait to see year 2. You're going to be like,
I mean, just
a
through,
cat.
like, right, just like gone.
full aggression.
Yeah.
Be like,
By the way, what
wild.
is this beverage?
I was literally going to be like, at some point, I'm going to do
Ashley,
this.
what
Yeah,
is
so
this?
it's like doing the thing. Like,
so
take us
we
away,
have
let us know.
2 versions. You are drinking the full Ritual version of this Boulevardier. Justin and I are drinking the low ABV option featuring George Dickel, right?
Yes.
And it is
finished with Ritual Zero Proof aperitif.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So it is quite delightful.
Yes.
Mine is
Thank you.
ritual as well.
Thank you to that. It was delicious.
Thank
I
you.
didn't want to grab and start drinking, and all of a sudden,
I was like,
I have to leave bail money, and I'm like, all right, see you guys in a week.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Oh, well, there we go. I was like,
Listen,
we can figure that out.
If they can
bound to
edit out
happen.
my burps, Free the Burp season
It's
4,
fine. No,
It's gonna happen
I'm
a couple
fighting
more
a
times.
battle.
No, I'm just like, that is not what we're even going to consider right now. But yes. So I definitely, because this is building the foundation of really what I kind of want, well, what I believe that we all want to dive into is just the mind, being mindful of your drinking, being aware of resources and how you can really commit to the journey of drinking well wherever you are in that journey. And so, Brad, if I can kick it back over to you, and you'll work with Mi Gente.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm a brand ambassador with Mi Gente Tequila. Chicago is my primary market, and I was newly assigned Brooklyn as a secondary market.
Brooklyn.
Nice. What's up, Brooklyn?
I fucks with Brooklyn.
Which is very exciting, but has me out quite a bit. And it was, I don't know, perhaps maybe easier that I started on the sales side.
Yeah.
Starting to work for the brand, sort of eased into it. The job was not to be out all the time.
Nice. Which is a good step.
Yeah, and because I think initially I was definitely a concern. I think with just stopping drinking in general, it was like, well, how do I work in this field when I don't drink? And I just thought it'd be weird.
Yeah.
Being
that
like imposter
the
syndrome.
yeah,
shit.
the silver
Heavy.
bartender,
We
the
know
skinny
about
chef,
that. Yes.
that kind of thing.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
or at least always it was an excuse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of wondered what that was going to be like, even on the sales side. I'm just going out and
Like schmoozing.
yeah, at bars.
Yeah.
Right.
Still being like a place of work. But it was quite easy having it not be my bar.
Yeah.
And
But how did that feel though? Like stress level wise, walking in?
fine.
Okay.
I mean, I was quite, by the time I started the job, September 1st, I was 3 months sober
Nice.
from alcohol. Cocaine just all the time.
You're
like just
but,
fucking.
like it was still very much other vices of the industry.
Just weed.
Yep.
But yeah, 3 months sober from alcohol, and still going out a fair amount. Because my bar was closed. I opened it for
Right.
one last hurrah
Okay.
Yeah.
kind of thing. Locked the door and moved what shit I could out, and that was that.
Right. Well, one thing that I definitely want to kind of express with everything that you had mentioned so far is, obviously there is such a community through drinking because you build it up, right? And so I've had to take personal stock of, everyone that knows me, and a lot of you are looking at me right now. It's just like, I love a rosé and a rocks glass. We all know this. That's my
It's the
jam.
move, yeah.
Yes. And just like it is what it is. However, just I'm not getting any fucking younger.
Because you're aging in reverse visibly.
Thank you so very much. But
You're welcome.
internally, old man. Okay, like it's a whole thing, and with being mindful of my personal consumption, but also balancing that with my responsibilities, it was kind of a no-brainer to just be like, hey, like you need to chill for a minute. Like really, really try and find your middle ground here before it starts getting shaky and shit gets fucking wild.
Yeah, and I think that's where the majority of the industry lies.
Right.
And
Is trying to find the middle ground.
Yeah, and I think it just comes down to what you're comfortable with, and I don't think it's necessarily the way I don't think you should look at it like, what can I manage?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
look at it more like, what am I comfortable with in my life?
Right. Well, and
which I was going to say, like,
Yeah.
if that means waking up feeling comfortable, that's what I mean.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you can definitely go out, because I don't preach sobriety from alcohol at all.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
I sell tequila.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's a very real
but I
thing.
met my personal sales quota.
Yeah.
You know, like
and
that's
awesome.
what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I don't think it's for everyone. That's just what it is for me for right
Yeah.
now, and for a variety of other different reasons.
Right.
But yeah, I think just having like balance and finding comfort.
I feel like slowly it happened for me. Like, I don't drink the way I used to drink anymore. If I have 2 glasses of wine, I know that I am allowed to have one more beverage before it is time to go home.
And it literally goes right back to what I was saying, because everyone that's staring at me right now knows that it's not 2 glasses of rosé over here.
No.
So, yes.
I'm like,
respectfully,
2
thank you.
glasses, and then
Yes.
I'm like, all right, the 3rd one, let's do this. And then anything after that, I already told Justin, like, if I order a tequila soda with lime, no one is home. Just get me a soda and lime and send my ass home.
Yeah, it's just like, it's
And
it.
now I don't even get there, because I'm like, I don't want to have to pee on the train on the way home.
You don't want to do the thing.
Can I afford the luxury of taking a lift home? No. And I get
Right.
tired.
It's true. That's true. No, absolutely. And so,
But yeah.
Dustin, what are your thoughts in regards to, being,
A part of the industry, even though you keep
being a part
saying
of
that
the-
you're not a chef. I'm not a chef. We're not chefs. You make
I
pizza,
like that.
dude. It is delicious.
I like that. Yes. And
If you are in charge, okay, so this is the thing.
Yeah.
Chef doesn't mean that you have to know fancy shit. It means that you're the helm of the fucking boat. Are you the helm of the boat?
Okay, here's the deal, because no one knows what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
She sends me
Does
this
someone
fucking
know?
recipe, and I was like,
Okay.
what all this
It was
shit
a
for this
build, a
collabor-"
recipe
I'm just
build.
saying. I was
yeah,
like,
you're like, I'm not a chef.
I said, cheese,
Talk to me
sauce,
like I'm a
and crust.
7-year-old.
You got scales?
Talk
yeah,
to me like a
I said-
7-year-old.
Yeah.
Well, making a jerk sauce
Yeah.
is a technique.
Yes.
Listen.
It's just, literally, you're just throwing everything in the Vitamix or
Right.
like your non-name brand commercial blender. But if Vitamix is listening to this, I
Feel
will
free to
take
reach out
one.
and connect at
Yep,
termsofservice.media.
Hit us
Thank
up.
you so very much.
I will
Yes.
fucks with that.
Yeah.
But
I-
Dustin, continue.
I wanted to set the bar like in life as low as possible, and then just mildly succeed. Like it's not, just fucking boom, boom, because why?
That's so real.
Why swing for the fences
So
in life, right? I'm a bunter.
I
mean,
like
listen.
it.
Yeah.
Because
okay,
sometimes
continue.
I'm thinking that exact
Yep.
same thing.
Yeah. So please go inside and try the collaboration pie. That
Oh,
has,
yeah,
I fried
hypo.
plantains and I
Some jerk chicken.
that
Thai
took
basil.
8 hours to marinate, and
Minimum.
basil.
I said minimum 8 hours. Overnight is best.
it definitely
Thai
was.
basil.
in
It was
there.
definitely overnight. I
Thai
forgot
basil.
about it.
Thai basil.
Yeah.
Cilantro,
There you go.
onions,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Continue,
and my
Dustin.
Trini Zaddy sauce is actually
Your
on it.
Trini
Yeah,
sauce.
plug it.
Which is
Absolutely.
fire.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Literally.
Second beverage.
Wait, what was the question?
Exactly. That's
Pizza,
what's happening here.
right?
No.
Was that the question?
So
I
Usually
forgot.
the answer.
yeah, so
I've taken some pot.
Yeah, no, you're fine. So my question was, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts in regards to just your journey in regards to being sober in this industry and all the different ways that you're still very much a part of it?
Yeah, I mean, it took me a minute to get back out there. I was very resentful that I couldn't drink anymore, almost to a
Fault.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was like, I didn't want to go out because I just didn't really know what to do, and was awkward, and I don't know. I just like to drink. I'd sit on a bar stool for hours and just drink. So I was mildly resentful. I knew the switch was off, so I knew that like sitting on a stool or going out, I wasn't gonna drink. I was just fucking done. So I knew that was already a thing. But I was also trying to like maneuver out like what was next. So like I did everything I wanted to do in the bar world, but I just didn't have any idea what to do after. And then I just so happened to not be able to drink anymore. So I have a way better relationship with it now. I go out all the time and meet up with friends, and I don't care that people drink. Like, you know, like I've been in the dating world again, and they ask like, you know, do you care if I drink? I don't give a shit. Have a drink. You know, like why are you asking me? Like, well, I know you don't drink. And
well,
like,
a lot of people feel like.
Yeah.
A lot of
I have to be coddled, like held or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a stigma around it, and people want to like verify, double check, like.
Yeah, I get that.
They don't want to overstep, and it becomes awkward if you don't care. If for them, it's like watching The Office, and you have that secondhand like cringe. I feel like that's what it's like when you're unsure if you're like, do I talk about this or do I not talk about this? Like
absolutely.
In that moment. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So I just like to set like I don't go nuts, go bananas, drink whatever you want to drink. I don't care what people do anymore. When I do see people that are you know, within my circle or close to me that are within a spiral or just a little bit, I have no problem being like, you've seen me, you know, it's a real nightmare. You know, chill. I have no problem being that guy anymore.
Yeah.
But you know, people know moderation. I didn't know what the hell that was. I was like, once the plane left the hangar.
Who is she?
True.
Don't know her.
Adios.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's fair. So,
I am bad at plugging things, so I'm going to go ahead and start talking about this Paloma right now.
You're entirely fine.
So
brought to our friends at Mi Gente Tequila,
and it's the Blanco.
Do your thing,
and so our version is the grapefruit. Well, they're both the same base, but you have the Ritual Zero. No, we're not doing that for you.
Appreciate
you have
that.
the Ritual Zero proof.
Okay. I don't know if you're trying to poison me. I don't know what kind of podcast this is.
I mean, literally, though.
Stop. I'm just like,
I was talking about that the other day. It's just like
a wild ride, but we mean no harm unless it's very direct.
Fuck around and find out.
So, yeah, for sure. But yeah, go ahead, Nariba.
I did the whole thing already.
Okay, perfect. So
Palomas.
Yes. Brought to you by our friends at Mi Gente Tequila, and
Ritual
Brad and Dustin are enjoying a spirit-free version of it. So,
sick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
It's pink. I like a pink beverage for sure.
So then, Brad, I definitely want to talk to you about the work that Mi Gente does as a brand, especially based off of what you had mentioned during our, you know, kind of preliminary conversations, and how they have really kind of, you know, carved their lane to be like, we're down to meet you where you're at, and then also sustainable practices as well.
So which do you want to touch on?
Wherever you want.
Whichever, you know, I'm giving you the umbrella.
What I love is that just as a company, I've found that everything is very thoughtful and intentional. And I've also found that everyone is very receptive and open to hearing new ideas.
True.
Yeah.
You know, from my boss.
Yeah.
And up.
Sure.
To at least be heard.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. And that's that's really
part.
cool.
Listening to what your employees have to say and what they want, and taking that into consideration in the grand scheme of things.
Yes.
Which is like my number one thing whenever someone's like, what do you want to see change in the industry? Literally listen to people. They want to be heard, and it doesn't take very much to do that.
Right.
And it's nice that you found a place that honors that.
Yeah, and so like, you know, with that, I don't work in the sales team.
Yes.
And I don't work on, you wouldn't call it, we're not the brand ambassador team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're the advocacy team. Our job is to advocate for Mi Gente.
Okay.
First and foremost. And we do that through education, right? We're not the tequila that's just, yes, of course we want to see volume.
Yeah.
All right. And we're a young company. We want to grow. But we're not the brand that's at a price point that we're like, throw us in your well and, you know, just like, it's cheap.
Yeah.
Like, that's not us. It feels really good that everything is done with thought and intent.
Yes.
You know,
it's also very refreshing as well.
Yeah. And we're certified B Corp.
Yeah.
And it's
True,
like
we
all
did talk
very
about that,
transparent.
yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So like literally just see what we do, where all the money goes and how we're offsetting things. And it's really cool to have that transparency. I feel good about it.
Yeah.
What was the
that's
original
awesome.
question again?
No, that was
Sorry.
No, you did it.
I'm
Yeah, no,
hearing-
yeah. I was like, no,
Oh,
you
no,
did it.
you're
no,
fine.
You nailed it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was
you
like,
nailed all your
that was
points.
great.
It was a two-parter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
combine
I mean,
them.
so
yeah.
the way I
It's just
see
like
it.
any sort of practices, initiatives that.
Yeah, so
You
I
know,
think
yeah.
I think just broadly speaking, what's really cool in that the approach is about brand education, advocating for why you should be drinking our tequila.
No, I was gonna use it to top it off because it's the Topo Chico
Oh,
is
there
in
we
the
go.
Paloma.
Can you hit me?
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
you.
Little,
Perfect. Yeah,
little.
yes.
Little
Continue.
Nicaragua.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your practices. E Corp.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
No, so
yeah.
I think it was all to say really that that's what's important. So sorry, that door opening is
I know.
throwing me off.
It-
on
it's
the-
go
on the
ahead,
You're
headphones.
fine.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're
I was
fine.
in like a zone
Yeah, no, you're
of
good.
being used to it.
Yeah. No,
It did. It wasn't happening for a while, and then it happened. And I'm like a golden retriever. My brain was like, "What?
No, same.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's okay."
No,
What?
you're good. And so, Dustin, I'm interested to hear, how did you come to paper plane pizza? Like,
Total
yeah.
accident.
Yeah.
Just walking down the street one day, Arthur style.
I mean, kind of. Just it literally was like a pandemic thing where we were, my last big trip prior to that was we went to Italy for like 12 days and I just ate pizza the whole time. And I knew I was always going to work with it at some capacity. I just didn't know when. But the pandemic was a great time to beef up. So I was just getting fat as shit, like just making bread and pizza dough and just like,
Oh, you turned into one of those white people.
oh.
Damn.
It was. I was convinced the
Sorry.
dryer was broke. I was like, I think something's wrong with the dryer. None of my pants fit. And my lady at the time was like, I don't know, man. I think little chubbing up a little bit there. But
Oh, what?
yeah, she called me out. Yep, got a nice 50 pounds, but look at this. Now we got pizza. But so yeah, it was.
I will say,
That's good.
after
You're
I
right.
dropped off the pepper sauce
Yeah.
and we like each took a slice, we
Yeah.
like went, got coffee and we're eating it and we're like, oh, he said you could have gone ham and had as much as you wanted and we respectfully took a slice each. I could have eaten like legitimately half a pie on my own.
Yeah,
That shit was
yeah. We make it easy to do that.
And I don't want to say that I cannot wait until this wraps. I cannot wait to have it. Because
I hope it's sold out. And
Yes.
you get nothing.
And I got nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah,
Just
and
because
that would
I'm
track.
petty.
It would
Same, though.
literally
Same.
track. I'm just like I'm like, what? I try my best for others, and then
Metrosaurus
I'll just take the
Rex.
scraps.
That's fine. That's what I do.
That's big, like,
Yeah.
kitchen hospitality energy, though. Like, all the food is going out, and we're waiting for it to come back untouched to eat it. One of my chefs used to say anytime someone would, like, grab something off of a plate that had actually been eaten off of, he would be like, hepatitis A, B, or C. Pick one.
Oh my god,
You have it
no.
now.
Oh my god.
It was...
That's
I was
bullshit.
like-
Because I've been doing that for 20 years.
I know, listen, but that was the energy.
Okay, just saying. The
That's
guy's
fair.
full of shit. So we were still in the pandemic. So like Brad was saying, I got a broker's license. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do some, food and beverage, commercial real estate, keep me out of trouble.
But did it, though?
It did for a little while.
Nice.
Ooh, for a little while. Shit got dark. But we did a little pop up in Lincoln Park. We had a food truck for a minute. Both were just like boats with holes in them, and we're like fucking got rid of them. And then they threw us back inside for however long. That's when the drinking got out of control. But now, yeah, I mean, whatever. We got a spot in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. There's a spot downtown here. We got a couple brick and mortars that are going to be opening probably next year.
That's awesome.
One in the suburbs and then one here in the city. But we're going to implement the bar. We're going
listen.
to bring the bar back.
If you
We're ready.
fucks with New York style pizza,
Yes.
fucking do it. It is when I folded it and ate it, I was like, am I in high school taking the train without my sister knowing from Jersey to New York? Yes.
It's good pizza.
Sorry, Kirsten.
It's good pizza.
There you go. I was like, that's...
Yeah.
It's very good pizza.
It's good pizza.
Yeah.
It's good pizza.
Yeah, we're not trying to, when it's just good pizza. We're not trying to do anything but that. You know?
Damn right.
Yeah.
I fucks with that heavy.
Right. So I really want to bring this
The crossover.
conversation, to closer together here. So, understanding both of your respective journeys, but then also, the brand that you're a part of, Brad, and then also the business that you have created or been a part of. Like, so you created Paper Plane.
Correct.
Okay, awesome. So with that, what are some thought processes and implementations that you have tried to do for your employees, or just the overall internal culture?
Everything within the company is profit share. So it's open books. A performance built out. We'll walk you through it if you want to see it. We'll tell you how much everything costs. We'll break out P&Ls with everybody. And we say, hey, look, like, let's not waste. Let's make sure everything's getting rung in. These are the numbers we have to hit. If we get above these numbers, everybody makes more money and gets bonuses and yada, yada, yada. The gentleman that's in the back right now cooking pizza while I'm up here is officially an operational partner. So he's sweat equity, but we're hitting all of our numbers, so he makes more money.
Hell yeah.
But I'm not a greedy person at all. I live very modestly. I don't really give a shit about money, and I don't know. It's just not a thing for me.
That's what. Okay, so that's what I was saying earlier when we were talking about big Capricorn energy. I'm like, I feel like you are not like trying to be the dragon sitting on a pile of gold. Beowulf reference.
I'll do it.
But you're just like trying to be like.
I just want to be happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just want to afford my life.
That's it.
I'm not trying to live someone else's life. I just want to pay my rent and my bills and maybe visit my mother in Trinidad.
And I'd like to get into a street fight with Papa John's for some fucking pizza turf.
Damn.
And just, that'd be
you should
tight.
I mean, he's pretty thirsty.
Sorry. I'd fuck with
Are we
him.
allowed to say that?
Fight Papa John?
No. I was me saying
I'm
he's thirsty.
calling him out right now.
He said that.
Yeah, I'm fucking calling
I was like, he can please. Yeah, he said
Dang.
that.
Bring it.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
That guy's kind of crazy.
I'm also mildly insane.
Oh, fair.
So
Yes.
Yeah, pizza throwdown, Papa John, whenever you're ready.
Oh, I thought we were talking about like a literal physical altercation.
Yes,
You're talking
I
about
am.
pizza.
Yeah,
Okay, both.
Okay, like
50-50.
Yes.
Sick.
Yeah, a street fight
I was
means...
like very, very clear.
I thought it was
here.
gonna be like the
No.
Bobby Flay situation
No,
where you
no,
show
no,
up
no,
and you're
no,
like,
I got
where
you.
did it?
No, it's-
Okay, so
it's-
no pizza is involved, just fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs.
Down.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it's for the streets. When the streets call, you pick up. Okay, so that's just how I feel.
In case you guys
I'm
were
more of
wondering.
a sidewalk bitch.
It's fine.
You flat
I
tire.
am not for the streets. Listen.
Okay.
Everyone is
Okay.
like, I cannot go to jail. I'm afraid. I am soft. Although I would cut a bitch for a friend.
I can't.
Sorry.
I can't. And you know what? That's going to be a soundbite. Okay. I was like, absolutely. I was like, it's too good not to. So,
Brad, would you cut a bitch?
No.
no.
You already know the answer.
Yeah.
I was just thinking though, like Papa John's got to be a pretty sizable guy.
No, because he does all the drugs.
All right, but no, I'm just imagining this playing out like the senator, right? Like you said,
Do
fucking
you
what about
think-
me on this
I
podcast?
can't see your
Like,
full face. but-
This is the time. This is the place. This is the time.
Yeah. I already did
Like,
it.
him gonna show up. I'm love to
If
see
he
this
pulls
shit.
up right now, we have no audience. I will fuck up Papa
And
John
full production.
with a
Yeah.
audience.
So, I mean,
Don't
And-
worry, Rick is on it with the
yeah,
drone.
there'll be a whole thing.
Okay. I don't think he's
find-
sizable.
He's not a sizable man.
I think he's just like a little.
No.
I just imagine it being
No, I think he's a little.
sort of a bigger dude.
He wears
I
like
would be if I owned a pizza
cargo
place
shorts.
I told you it's the cocaine.
I
I don't know anymore.
Listen,
Can
I'm
somebody
not,
can
I'm
somebody
not saying
Google what Papa
allegedly,
John?
but like,
do
I
not
feel
know.
like our attorney is gonna
I
be
got
like,
yelled at
"Can
and
we do this?
just
Can
told
this
to
whole
put my phone
conversation
away.
be-
Don't know. Goddamn
All the
phone.
Papa John fans left. They're like, nah, I'm not
Yeah, they're
dealing
like,
with this.
no, just
Yeah.
like,
They're
we-
like,
we
I
need to
fuck
have
with
it.
that garlic butter sauce
Yeah.
hard, so.
Anyhow, to
This is-
bring
but
that
this is-
away, but to bring it away.
But this is what
from,
an actual recording
Away
is
from
like
violence.
without you
Yes.
guys. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yes, and to bring that away from that asshole. So, big question for the both of you that is on top of the original question is, what sort of commitments are you all respectively making in regards to address potential alcohol, just alcohol abuse or drug abuse? Because there's a history there, right? So a lot of that comes from the community culture. So how do we look to combat that and bring more awareness
Or
to doing it?
is that something that you think is a part of your personal journey? Because it doesn't have to be.
Yeah,
I mean, it can be.
yeah.
I mean, like talking about it right now is,
Yeah, no,
is
absolutely.
like is
Yeah.
part of the
'Cause sometimes-
offer of not just like acknowledging it like in a public forum. Like I'm
Right.
Yeah.
pretty easily can do that myself,
Yeah.
but just talking about things openly, I found in my most successful time as a bartender, people would say that they were proud of me all the time. Right.
When you were
Family.
sober, or just
No,
like
drinking.
when you
I
were
mean, like-
drinking? Yeah.
Or you're like, hey buddy, I'm so proud of you. It could be a friend, like
Because you're putting out all of this.
right, and you're like having the success. But,
Yeah.
what I found in my sobriety feels so much better, and that I've heard on multiple occasions that I've inspired people,
Inspiration
which
station.
is
Yeah.
which is just a way different feeling that feels so much better.
Mhm.
If I can inspire you to want something better for yourself, whatever that
Yeah.
is.
Because
right?
you're like, I'm not telling you like stop drinking,
yeah,
but
and-
like whatever that looks like to them.
yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's other things. I was, diagnosed with cancer in January of this year, and like
Yep.
went through treatment and beat that. And so there's a lot of that in the open dialogue, and it's been a weird journey.
Yeah.
So whatever that means when people say that,
Yeah.
I just know that personally it feels so much better than any of the work that I did that I felt like particularly proud of.
Yeah.
Now it just feels better to make other people feel better.
Well, that's because it wasn't fulfilling you. Like you said, you were
Yeah.
like, this is where I'm at now versus then. And that's what I'm looking for. Something that fulfills me, which you're pushing it real hard. It's
Hello.
happening.
Okay. I was like,
I do
yeah,
feel-
it's
I
only
do
been
feel-
it's only been a couple of years. It's fine. We don't have to talk about it on
Ooh.
mic. It's fine.
4
You know,
seasons.
yeah, it's okay. Yeah, continue. You're good.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, same question
Same question.
to my man's Dustin.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of failed attempts at sobriety, so my biggest obstacle was like the imposter syndrome thing. So like when the switch finally did go off, I felt like I had to be very vocal and loud about it. Like I'm fucking, and that was, I think, my way to have everybody hold me accountable. Because like when I would go back out and start drinking after I said I was done drinking, and people would serve me, I was like, fuck, man, I wish. I was like blaming people. I wish you wouldn't have served me. And I was like, it's your own, it's no one's fault but my own. So I was very vocal. I still kind of am about it. And it does keep me accountable to not do it, even though I'm just never probably pick up a drink again. But I do have a lot of people that reach out, and I can honestly, I can sense the tone sometimes, that desperation that, you wake up that day and you're just like, I can't do this anymore. And it takes me back to a really dark time. So I can sense that when people do reach out for help, like, where do you even start? Like, I had no idea.
Yeah. But
You know what I mean?
it's
Like,
different
day one.
places for everyone.
Yeah, I had no idea how to start. So I just Googled like, all right, AA near me or some shit. And I just
How did
started-
you feel about that?
All right. Well,
Listen, because
Yeah.
I had a experience with like reaching out to Narcotics Anonymous, and it was the worst. It was they don't give a fuck.
yeah, it's very self-serving.
Yes.
Well, here's the deal.
Sorry,
I don't wanna,
not to knock people there, but
I know, because it
doesn't work for everyone.
It didn't work for me, but
Yeah.
I followed through. I I had a home group. I went to 5 meetings a week. I did my step work. I gave it. I did it. I gave it a good try.
You gave it the old
and then I was
razzle-dazzle.
like, dude, I can't fucking do this. There was this home group I was a part of. It's kind of a funny story. I didn't know what they did. So like, all right, we're meeting over at blah blah blah's house. I get over there and everyone's like painting this dude's house. I'm like, what are we doing? They're like, oh, this is what we do to stay sober. And everyone's just painting rooms and shit. I'm like, we're painting dude's house, like some dude from. I'm like, I'm not painting this guy's house.
I feel like I'm good on that.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, what? That's how you stay sober? I'm like, I can think of like 95 other things I'd rather be doing. So there was like the service work component that I felt was like kind of obnoxious. Like service work that I would rather do would involve, community that actually probably needs paint. I don't know.
Was
it was
like
really
more
weird.
insular? It was like the people who are a part of this group, not actually like a community service project.
Yeah, and the one quote that stuck with me is like, they're like, when you start sponsoring people, we don't sponsor people to help them. We do it. We do it for ourselves. And I was like, holy shit, dude, these guys are bags of shit.
That was a wild
man.
look.
Yeah, so I just I've taken people to meetings if somebody does reach out and they want to like explore
Take a step.
it.
Yeah,
I'll go to meetings with people and do all that, but I do not do the program. I have found there's some really great communities here, and like Chicago AF is a big one. I'm sure everyone's familiar with, and Carrie from Brave Recovery. If you guys follow her, but there's some good organizations out there that are doing like social events, and they teach us how to be normal in public again.
And it's not about like, and a lot of them are not religious based, which is like the big thing with the
the word God. I mean, that could mean anything. For me, it was a group of drunks. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was like, all right, I can relate to that, but I'm not an organized religious person at all.
And Brad,
may I interject?
Yes.
on that?
Oh, anytime. Feel free.
I will say, I went to a few in-person meetings. In fact, Thomas, who you've had as a guest, brought me a couple times.
Yep, Thomas Mooneyham.
Yeah.
Yes.
Still sober.
Yeah.
And beefing it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Out there.
Yeah,
Working.
he's just out there
Twerking.
getting ripped.
Yeah.
He's not twerking, sorry.
Yeah.
But he's working.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Every day shoulder day. Every day is his shoulder day. I'm
day.
like, dude, hit the leg.
I mean, never post pictures of his bottom.
Let's see those legs.
Like,
yeah.
We are
I
not
believe in
speaking
you.
ill
I'm
of
sorry.
Thomas Mooneyham.
No, we are not.
Yes.
But I'm sick burning you,
Yes.
dude.
Go ahead, Brad.
But anywho, went to like some in-person meetings, did some online stuff too. And is someone that like just doesn't believe in God and is just like science only.
It'd be that way.
They do have quad A meetings, which are atheists, agnostics, Alcoholics Anonymous.
How do you get to that level of knowing the information though? Because when you can go to this like website or call, it doesn't.
So I mean, I literally searched like Chicago AA meetings, and I found some just like you can break it down by your zip code, whatever day, time of day, just filter it.
And like what kind
and it's
of
just
groups?
Like the only ones I found for that particular one were online only, and I found that all the people in it were really fucking cool.
Okay.
And it was just like a nice forum where people just went in and did not talk about anything relating back to God. And they sort of like followed that book as a guide, but it was not at all.
Yeah.
So if anyone's looking for that kind of help,
it does
exist within the framework of
Sick
of
nasty.
AA.
Yeah. That's
that's
absolutely phenomenal to know, because I had never heard of that at all.
Yeah.
I mean, and I have had friends and former colleagues that have reached out in the past, just in regards to their consumption and so on and so forth. And I felt a lot of responsibility to know things that I wasn't necessarily privy to. And I just felt bad. So then I was reaching out to people that I knew. Was like, hey, I'm looking for a resource here. But then also some people would be like, oh, is everything okay? And I was like, I'm just asking a question. You know, it's like, and that is where I think like the overall kind of, like stigma comes from, because, once people start hearing that you are sober or you're practicing mindful drinking, it then somehow makes them feel as if
they have to be doing that as well.
No, it's
the opposite?
No, it's the absolute opposite, because it becomes like a point of gossip and overall just like just like, well, I just need to know more. And it's not always coming from a place of positivity. It's coming from a place of bullshit sometimes. It's like, well, I mean, you can't handle your drinking. And it's like, well, there's nothing wrong with being committed to ultimately taking care of yourself and being on that journey. And I really, really think that it's so fucking important for people to understand the value of where you are in your journey, whether it's sober, whether it is practicing mindful drinking, whether it is just like you have a drink every single day. Mm-hmm. There should be no judgment or stigma around that. Yeah. It should also just be supported however you can when you do need those resources. So, and that's my tangent.
No,
so
look, it's everyone. Yeah. It's their deal, man. Like, however you handle it and deal with it is on you. That's what I always tell people. And it's like, if you don't want to drink, then don't drink.
Right. Yeah.
If you want to get pregnant, don't fuck.
Well,
I was like, where is this gonna end? Sorry.
I mean,
I really enjoy you.
Yeah. I was just like, that's real. But so as we...
Are we doing the thing?
No.
Okay, because I was
as we're just being mindful of time, I want to ensure that we really take stock of the work that Mi Gente Tequila is doing in regards to being a resource, not only just for those that are drinking, but those that want amplification to those experiences. And Brad, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So I think what I meant to say a bit earlier was that as a brand that focuses on education, where I sit in my role is from a place of feeling very comfortable in that nothing's about me. Mm-hmm. I just get to support everyone else. And that's the fun part. And that was where I got excited in my mental shift really got me excited about or reinvigorated into the work with Mi Gente, because I didn't join advocacy till April.
Okay, so like of this year?
Of this year.
Okay.
So this is like a newer thing for me.
And I remember like when we did, I'm going to say discovery call because that's what it is. But when we did that, we were talking about like, I know I asked straight up, I was like, so how do you feel as being someone who is sober now, selling alcohol? And we talked about this and you were like, how do you perceive it? And your response like blew our minds. I remember all of us on the call including Max being like, what?
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, if my memory serves correct, I realized that it doesn't matter what the brand is, you sell experience.
Yes.
That's all it is, right? You can buy Kroger's brand cola. I don't mean to call them out specifically. I quite like their Diet Cola.
Yeah.
Or you can buy like Diet Coke and all the marketing and everything that goes
comes
into
with
that.
it. Yeah.
And like you're buying into that it's a lifestyle product, unless it meets a necessary requirement to live.
True.
Then it falls into that, and I just believe that. We fall into a category of spirits. I mean, there's so few that have the B Corp certification.
And why do you believe that is?
It's a pretty tough process to go through, and you do have to get recertified every 3 years. You don't just get the feather in your cap one time.
It's a commitment that a lot
really
of people don't want to have. It's like when you have like the vacuum sealing situation at work, and you need to keep...
Everybody can relate to this. Let her go.
Thank you.
See where this is
it's like, when the health inspector is coming around and you're like, we don't biovac anything here. It's like that. People don't want to take the time to... Oh my God, am I giving away the secrets?
Yeah.
No, sick.
Nobody-
Okay.
nobody
So like
does
it's
that.
like that whole situation of like you can do it, but people don't want to make the commitment to do the full like
Yeah.
process of it all. Yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, when you said that and you guys actually went through it and you go through it every 3 years and you do it, I was like, that is a commitment that not very many brands or businesses in general make who have the option to do that.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's like slapping something on the label and expecting them to like be like, oh yeah, we follow these practices, but y'all be about it.
Yeah. Can you repeat the original question
I do that all the time. So you're
Yes.
good.
again?
No,
Don't
I'm
feel
sorry
bad.
because I had a thought on a response to it, and then just got sidetracked with
Oh yeah, no,
her response.
No, it's all good. So, I was really interested to hear, obviously, why. Yes. Go
Okay,
ahead.
no, I'm
yes.
back on it.
Yep, you're good.
So just experience, right?
Yeah.
As like a lifestyle product. Our goal as a brand, and I obviously don't own it, but my interpretation of the brand is not one that wants to set out to be on, the bottom shelf, and it's just about depletions, right? There's a certain category of, or certain part of that spirits sphere.
The spirit
Yeah,
sphere.
spirit sphere.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Which is that like handles. And that's what it is. And it's about selling quantity into like a liver,
Yeah.
right? That's the marketing behind that, is like selling as much of this product through one person's liver in a calendar year as we can, right? We're not out to, I don't think we might certainly add some new people to the market, but I think what we're trying to do is attract people that are already interested in agave spirits and take that market share from our competitors.
Got it.
Right. And we're just going to say, hey, here's how you can sustainably make this product. This is the right way to do it. We're just going to do it better than you. Yeah. I mean, I think a big thing for us is that we're harvesting only fully mature agaves.
Which takes time.
Yeah.
And gives
it
you a
does
better
take time.
product.
And then in terms of just that ecosystem as a whole, like last I checked, we were at 10% with Quixote, meaning flowering.
Yeah.
Signifying the death of the plant. But the goal being to get to 20% with Quixote to just help maintain the biodiversity of that ecosystem as well. So like the more that are flowering, the better for the overall health of all of the plants.
Yes.
So that they're genetically diverse.
Yeah. No,
Them
for sure.
bees, though, they gotta do
Listen,
that work.
I was like, I'm not even gonna touch that Noiba. So I was like, dude,
The
I was like,
bees! Sorry.
do not worry about it. So as we are coming up on time,
Yes.
I really just want to kind of tie in all of the different aspects of this conversation under the umbrella of, mindful drinking and also drinking well, and also acknowledging where you are in your consumption journey as well. And before I start doing the things that I know to do,
Should we maybe raise a glass, though?
before we do that,
God damn it.
Yes.
I was trying to do the product placement.
no, you're fine. I was like, I got it on this one. You're all good.
yay!
Yeah, I got it on this one. You're all good.
Thank you for
So-
putting up with me, y'all.
Yeah, no, you're fine. So, Dustin, is there anything else that you would like to add in regards to, the sustainable practices that you believe in and that you're executing through the lens of Paper Plane Pizza? And also, how did the people find you
Oh, true.
if you want to be found?
You don't have to be.
Yes,
I would not.
because,
I don't want to be
Personally,
found.
I don't, but I'll tell you where the
Don't do
business is.
it. Then don't do it.
No, I mean, no. Our thing is, as a company, is just like you can take away as much as you like and learn as much as you want. Like I said, it's open book, so it's like we can train up people and teach them to go out and do their own thing. Fully support that.
Oh, then you'll fuck around and find out.
That's
Always.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, if you're ever in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, we're on 3rd Street Market Hall. We got a little shop over there. And then downtown, there's this the Old Post, if anyone's familiar.
That building was fancy as fuck, y'all. I thought I was in the wrong place when I was dropping off the sauce. I had to talk to security to find where they were.
It's wild.
It was nice, though.
Yeah, it's like $800 million renovation. It's like this 4-block radius. There's a big rooftop park that they put in play. I mean, there's just so much going on in that building.
I thought I needed a code to get in. The doors are gold, y'all.
Yeah. I mean, it's sometimes I walk in, I'm like, what that? I just gotta go hide in the kitchen, my
Imposter
dirty pizza
syndrome.
boy. I'm like, I'll just hang back here. But if you haven't played Tourist for a day, I always say come down, check it out. The space is beautiful. But yeah, we're just doing slices. There's a little bakehouse component to that shop, and then we'll be opening up a couple brick and mortars with the bar soon, which kind of excited for. But
are they also going to have low ABVs and
all that shit?
It's going to have all the things.
All the shit.
All the things.
Check all the boxes. Yeah, all the inclusiveness will exist. Yeah. So, but it's on. I mean, we're on the Instagram and all that other bullshit. You can follow it and check it out.
Yeah,
we're popping up. We're always popping up all over the city. We're here tonight,
and
obviously.
You're popping up here right now.
Literally,
Yes.
Go eat some pizza.
Yes.
We're in Evanston this weekend, and then we're at O's Tap next week, which is our buddies over in my neighborhood in Bucktown. And then we just we're always popping up and bringing our oven and some pizzas to cook. So
I'll come bother you in Evanston.
Come bother.
I'm very close.
Well, come.
Yes.
You're like,
we'll be at Temperance.
I'm gonna be there. Oh, at Temperance? I've never been. I'll fuck around and find out.
Yeah. So come hang out. Yeah, and we'll continue to do these pop-ups. I rather travel with the food. I find that more enjoyable.
That gave me the most anxiety.
I love it.
I could not. Yeah. I was just like, this is not Shelly. She gets it. Sorry. The most anxiety. I just I like a stable, no change. Everything is the same all the time. That's my Virgo rising.
I was gonna say
not my Aries.
You just did the whole thing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So then, in closing on your end, Brad.
Yes.
Where can the people find you if you want to be found online, or where can they interact with the brand and support the practices? Sorry, go ahead.
Also. On the World Wide Web.
Yeah, at
www.tequila.com.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. All right.
On Instagram at Mijenta Tequila.
Perfect.
MIJENTA.
Perfect.
And hopefully you know how to spell tequila.
True.
If you're buying it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hopefully. And
I just hope. And then personally, at Bradley Bolt on Instagram. BRADLEYBOLT.
Perfect. Awesome.
The way that it sounds is the way that it's spelled.
I was like, there we go. Phonetic, as we say. So, in closing, which I can't actually believe because
it's happening.
As everyone is literally still in front of me right now, I'm just like, I'm gonna look this way. All of the work, all of the just coordination, all of the communication, all of the support has really, really helped us get to this crucial milestone. Because when we started Terms of Service, it was because we wanted to provide a narrative that was built from the industry and for the industry. Because traditional hospitality media, we feel, does not do that. And it is our continued commitment to ensure that we are amplifying the voices that make this industry work. And for all of you, I'm so fucking thankful. So please give yourselves a round of fucking applause. Okay, honestly. So thank you. And so also, I just really, this idea that I, pitched to Blind Barber X amount of time ago, and for them to really be standing strong alongside us for
this
hosting.
Whole last time.
Yes, for hosting these necessary conversations. I have to give them a supreme shout out on that as well. So please give them a round of applause. Also, Dustin, thank you so very much for collaborating with us on your pop-up tonight. I'm so excited again to try it because I know that it's going to be amazing. So that will be one of the first things that I do when we wrap. And also, Brad, my dude, thank you so much. Not only for like your friendship, but also the support of Mi Gente Tequila, because this is what helps us grow and sustain on behalf of the industry. So thank you.
Oh,
absolutely.
You're welcome.
Yes. So can we get a round of
so happy
applause
to.
for our guests? Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. And so I'm not going to get emotional because all y'all staring at me. So,
He's emotional.
yes, I was
He's
just
lying
like, no.
and gaslighting you to your face.
No. But so in final closing, we have a pour here of Ritual Zero Proof aperitif, which we were going to sip on our way out. But I definitely want to cheers.
And it dropped this
Thank
summer.
you so very
fresh.
much. Salud.
Can you reach?
Salud.
Under, over?
Oh, yeah. I was like, there we go. Yeah, I was like, there we go. So thank you so much for the crew. I mean, there's so many people involved. You know exactly who you are. Rick, Marcus, Max.
Fucking Ashley drove from
Ashley
Pittsburgh.
is here from Pittsburgh. Thank you so very much from our sponsors and partners at Ritual Zero Proof. And honestly, the industry has a long way to go, but it is so important for you all, however you do it, is to share your transparent narratives so that we can all build an equitable future moving forward. So, again, on that note, I am Justin Arnett Graham, and you can find me on Instagram at This Is Biko.
And my name is Nariba Shepherd. You can find me on Instagram at Rebaru, Rebaru, and that's a wrap, bitches.
But then also follow us on YouTube.
Oh,
and
shit.
also give her love. Give some love to Instagram. Yeah. I just it's season 4. I got it. Don't you worry about it. And so also show us some love on Instagram at Terms of Service Podcast, and it's available wherever you get your podcast.
Except Pandora.
And that's a wrap. Okay, thank you so very much, everyone. Thank you.
Oh my God. Oh my